Alright, we're going to learn some watercolor techniques. So right here what I'm doing is I'm just basically layering. So I'm taking some green and I'm making some little leaves here, and then I'm going to go over it again with more green, as you can see. And you could add different colors too, depending on what you're doing for your watercolor. But see the difference on the bottom, and it's just kind of like more three-dimensional looking because there's that light green and then the dark green. The next one's called wash, and this is probably the most simple but most used technique in watercolor. And that's basically like you take one color and you put it everywhere, and it's very, your brush should be very full of water when you do a wash. And then there's a gradient wash, which is the same thing, except instead of doing the same color all over, you start to add more water so it fades from light to dark of one color. And typically people use a wash when they're doing large colors of their watercolor. An area with a lot of that color. The next one is called wet on wet, so you're just going to get your paper wet first, and then you're going to add your color on top of that, and then you'll see a kind of like an effect happens where it kind of looks a little foggy. The next one's called dry brush, so you take out a paper towel and dry your brush, and then it kind of just looks like bristles, and it gives it a really nice texture. The next one is called dot, and that is exactly what it sounds like, and it's just dotting. And you can see if you put lots of little dots together, it kind of creates this bush effect, or might be nice for a landscape. You can make them small or large, and you're just using a very light pressure when you do that. The next one, we're going to need an assistance of a sponge, and you literally just take your watercolor and then you dip your sponge in it, and it kind of creates this texture that's really nice. And the last one I'm going to show you is called wipe, and it's exactly what it sounds like, and you're just going to use your brush and then wipe it with your finger, or you can use a paper towel. And some people like this to add different texture. The paper towel has a different texture than your finger will. So have fun experimenting.